Hey, hey everyone. Um, yeah. Hey, how's everyone going? Bebop's here. Awesome. How you going, Bebop? Check it out. I've got like I plaited my beard. Bit of fun. They're like this was a ring that broke, it cracked, and so like I turned the two parts into um, mini rings, which then yeah. How is everyone going? I'm just checking in. You can see I'm in the workshop area. Um, I talk about myself all the time and what my life's like, and we have good chats. And you know, it's a good these streams are a good opportunity for people to talk about their life and what they're going through. And I didn't really have much planned for this stream tonight. I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to like chat and see how everyone's going. And maybe if you're watching the stream, and it's you're watching a replay, like, you know, let us know in the comments. And um, I hope everyone's good. It's um, it's funny. I shaved today and gave my ears a good shave. I got hairy ears, so every so often they get extra hairy. When I was growing up, I used to read 2000 AD comics, the comics that come out of England, and one of my favorite comics was Sloin, and or Slain, Sloin, Sloin's the way you pronounce it, and yeah, there was like a character in it that had hairy ears. I always think of that. Uko. And yeah, sorry, I don't know what to say. We got 5 people here. Awesome. How's everyone? Hope like let us know. That's what I love about these chats is we all connect and chat. Sometimes I'm talking away and everyone's listening, and other times everyone's talking and I'm listening. So I like that dynamic, that balance. Um, all the ways here. Awesome. How you going all the way absurd? All the way says, hey Luke, had a really great night. Awesome. I love to hear that. Love to hear you had a great night. Yeah, how all the way absurd says, how are you? Yeah, I'm pretty good. I really am. I've had a lot of difficulties in the last while, and things are starting to turn around. All the way says thanks. Yeah, awesome. I hope it was like, you got to do some cool stuff and hang out. And Happy Hermit's here as well. Awesome. Happy Hermit says, hey, with the wave. All the way says, heck yeah, dude. Love to hear that. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's good. It's so good. Like things are starting. Like I'm still having troubles. You know, I'm doing this. I'm still doing this. 100-day challenge thing to get fit and all that. And I haven't been exercising enough, but I've been doing a little bit. I've been going for walks. Gone for a few walks. So awesome. All the way. Absurd says, "Yo, Hermit, good to see you." I love it. So, yeah, just went for a few walks this week. Did a lot of planning to work on my mindfulness business, which hopefully going to properly launch it properly later, maybe a month or two. I have changed a few things with it. I'm not going to do the guided bushwalking straight away. I'm going to wait another 6 months, maybe. Focus on the in-person or video sessions. So I've been working out what I've got to do. I've got to do the website. I haven't done much on that, but that's on the cards. And I've got a timeline. What else? I've had some nice meals, simple meals. Cooked roast veggies for Dad the other day with halloumi, and it was delicious. And I got 3 meals out of that because I had a couple of left. Like I had a whole, I like when you make a big meal, like you make another plate for later, and then I had more leftovers, which I then stretched out even further. So I got several days worth of food out of it, which was great. And what else? Had some really good conversations with friends, which is good. Did a lot of work on the not-for-profit that I'm working on, and so we're just searching for one more board director, and we're really making good progress with working on our vision and what we want to achieve and how we can do it. And we did make some breakthroughs in the initial setup, so that it goes through several stages. Oh yeah, awesome. Happy Hermit says Australiana update. I messaged through YouTube Australiana because I don't have her email, so hopefully she gets the message and responds. But I did say that hope you're good, hope you're doing all right, and we're all wanting to hear how you are since the cyclone. It might take a little bit of time. Hopefully, if she doesn't join the stream sometime soon, she'll hopefully see the message and then get back to us. But I finally got around to sending the message. So that's one of my things that I've had a lot of troubles with is communications, and it's getting better. I'm so happy of where I am at the moment. Like, especially this time of year, like I look at where I was last year and I'm amazed at where I've been able to progress to now. So it's really good. And a massive part of that is when I I started doing these streams and connecting with people, all of you people, that lovely people that we've had these amazing conversations, and we've shared some painful things that we've gone through, and we've also shared hope and our struggles and what we do to heal, get better, do things, make our lives better, enjoy life. The goal is to be able to enjoy life, isn't it? With complex trauma, we've had it taken from us. So we need to take that back and enjoy life as much as we can. Find the things that bring us joy and do those things as much as possible. So, today it was shaving my head and trimming my beard. And then I put on some, I plaited my beard, still got plaits in it. You can't see it, but yeah, there's plaits there. All the way absurd says, heck yeah. I'm so happy of where I'm at the moment. That's awesome to hear. All the way absurd. I love that, dude. I can do a few push-ups. Never been able to do that. Worked up to it slowly, like months. That's really awesome to hear. So that's what it's about. That's my big thing too now, is to get my fitness back. So I did some walks this week, and I haven't got to the push-ups yet, and that's part of my sort of fitness challenge thing that I'm a little bit behind on that, but I'll work like you, I'll work up to it. And it's really good news that things are going good for you all the way absurd. Like, really, we have these difficult times, and then we work at things, and then over time things get better. Like being able to laugh and smile, and those things are precious, and time passes where we don't get to. So just enjoying life and doing simple things. For me, I don't have much money at all. I'm basically on a pension, but I'm working towards getting work to get off the pension. I worked most of my life, and so I want to get back to that, but I know I can't do it yet. So I'm working on making it happen for me. So MJG's here. Awesome. How you going, MJG? That's what the stream's about. How's everyone going? So MJG says hi, Luke, hi all, with the hearts and waving. See, it just makes me smile when we connect and hang out, chat. So all the way absurd says beard looks great, bro. Hey, MJG. That's awesome. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm looking at the sides. I could probably could have trimmed these bits a little bit just to shape that, but it's cool. I'm happy with the way it looks. Maybe there we go. A little bit. There we go. Yeah, I reckon it looks pretty good. Thank you. MJG says, oh no, wait. All the way absurd says, yeah, I started with wall push-ups. Lol. For me, baby steps get me to where I want to be. I haven't been happy like this in years. There was a time where my mental state had me bedridden. I totally understand. Well, it's really good to hear that you've gotten from that, to now. And it is difficult, isn't it, when you like have that, you know, um, when it is like that and you're bedridden, it's not fun at all. Life is just day after day, just getting out of bed. Things get difficult, and then it's a safe place to go back to, you know. And sometimes it just takes that time. You know, the way it sounds like the way you're healing now is that you can look back at that time and say you needed that maybe to just have that space and to heal through that so that you could get to where you are now. And it's like you say, baby steps. Start with wall push-ups. I mean, that's a great idea. That's such a great idea. It's like you're just building up the strength in those muscles, getting them used to it, and then build on that, and eventually you can do the regular push-ups. So that's a brilliant way to do things, you know. MJG says, "You look good, Luke." Thank you. Thanks, MJG. See, good shower and a shave, you know, feel good. I ate some good food today. Again, it was so good. I just ate the last of it just before, and it was so nice. I took it out of the fridge and let it get to room temperature, and then so good. And I mean, a downside is, I have put on so much weight. My big thing is now to lose that weight, and it's going to take a lot of work. So I did a few walks last week, and I'm going to start working on doing them every day. And more and more, I've been, in the last few weeks, I've been getting back into I've got my computer here now at the moment, and it's good for doing work. This is a good table. You can't really see it, but it's a nice big table. Shakes a bit if I do that. So I might need to do some, because it's a solid table. It just needs a bit of something, tightening of something, or yeah. Oh, awesome! Basic glitches here. Awesome. Hey, Basic Glitch, that was so much fun playing that chess game. That was just so fun. Thank you so much for playing that game with me. And you deserve to win. You really played well. It was a close match though, wasn't it? So that's what I enjoyed it so much. I hope to do it again, you know. So we'll work on that, you know. But it's awesome to see you here, Basic Glitch. I really enjoyed it so much. Like, it's memorable. I'll just remember that was like the most memorable chess match ever. Basic Glitch says, "Hi, thank you. Same to you. And how's all the people here? Awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed the game too. Definitely will. Yeah, yeah. We will have to have another match. We'll have to have a rematch now that give me a chance to, like, after. Well, it was a pretty such a, like, yeah, just well placed match. Like, and I hadn't played chess for so long, and that was just such a really nice thing to do, to get back into it, and having, like, just, everyone helping with the match, like, so good. I think it was It was Eric. We had a bunch of people helping us with the rules and with things. I'm pretty bad with names, so I'm sorry if I've forgotten your name or got it wrong. But yeah, we had people that were there the whole time. It was like it was intense. But yeah, MJG says, "Hey Glitch." Oh, hi Glitch. Awesome. So it's I'm doing pretty good. I'm really enjoying this new start to my life. It's like the falling leaf, you know. I'm becoming something else. I'm becoming something new, and I'm so grateful to have all you people around. You know, we're all supporting each other. You know, and we understand that things are difficult, but things can get better, and that's what I really like, the optimism people have here. So, like I'm just trying to think what else, you know, like my insomnia that I've had for a while has gotten better. I'm still up at different hours of the night and morning, but I'm not having that trouble anymore. Um, I still have the odd one or two beers, but it's amazing. I've gone from worrying about having too many or too much now to virtually nothing. I'm so glad. So I'm actually enjoying having one or two beers now, and then just that's it. I don't feel like anymore, and it's such a good thing because it was something that was what helped me get to sleep. Um, Basic Glitch says definitely. I'm excited. I will write. BC, I need to cook. I'm glad, but I'm glad that you're doing good. Awesome, thank you. Also, I'm on the weight loss too. I don't know. I don't know how the diet is called in English, but divided diet. It's pretty. Yeah, okay. I'll look it up. I'm going to write that down. Divided diet. That sounds interesting. But that I should be able to search it anyway if the translation, you know. So thank you for that tip. I'm going to try that. I'll look into it. It's good to having stuff like that to aim for and to work on, And it is amazing how it's amazing how difficult it is to actually lose weight. It's really difficult, and so it does require a combination of the diet and the exercise. But you do the right things, and over time, it just starts to happen. And I know I can do it. I know I've done it in the past, and so that's good. And it is achievable for all of us. We just it's daunting at first when you don't see results, or you get those fluctuations. And I think that's a big thing with losing weight and keeping it off, is that it doesn't. There is that fluctuation, so you might lose weight and then suddenly put it all back on, and um, it feels like it's not working. Awesome. I'll write down the Czech here, or the Czech version. So Delina, I think, Strava. Thank you. I shall definitely find it now. So I'll look into that. I won't type it in right now. I'll check it later. I've written it down. I do intermittent fasting as one thing, which is good. It's good to do, but that needs to still be combined with the exercise and balanced diet as well. So it's how has it been in the last, like, obviously if you saw the last stream, I was quite triggered by things. It was meant to be a stream about triggers, and I had to say how I was triggered, and one of our friends here had been severely triggered by recent events, very understandably, and it really brought home how much it is important to sort of understand how, like, we understand, all us that have been through trauma and survived, and still in that sort of healing, that some traumas, the triggers can emerge, but also we have the sometimes the trauma hasn't completely finished yet. It's still ongoing because of the situation, and so that's something that really, a lot of the things that I've had major problems with, it seems like they're mostly gone. That now that I'm at a point where I can move on with a lot of things. But I totally understand what it's like when you have these triggers that essentially take you right back to the trauma, and you realize that sometimes the actual trauma itself is still ongoing, and it's based on what's happening around you, not so much as the being stuck with the remnants of the trauma itself. And so that makes things really difficult. So for me, doing these streams, checking in with everyone and hanging out, making friends, has been the most amazing thing for me. And I really love to see how everyone's here and saying hello to each other, and we're all communicating, and it's really nice. In this world where everyone's disconnected, we can have this. It's pretty special. And that's why it's great to hear updates. People are working on things. A lot of people are working on their health. Very important. Hey, awesome. Lawrence here, or Laurent. I don't know. Some people say Lawrence, some people say Laurent. So forgive me if I said the wrong one, but I said both. So, but yeah, awesome to see you here. And I'll say Laurent because that's the way I knew. I used to know someone called Laurent growing up, so that's how we called him. And it's like Laurent says, "Hey, I'm having my first day on the job today." That's awesome news. So new job, new beginnings. That's it. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Like keeping on progressing and finding a way. So that's really good news. So see, again, everyone's got like stuff that they're working on. Awesome news. And I hope the job is great and that you get a lot out of it and it's fulfilling. It's good. Whenever I've started a new job, there is that initial period where you're testing it out, seeing how it is. It can be difficult. Sometimes you've got to learn new things. Sometimes you've already done it many times, whatever it is, and you can just walk straight into it. Other times it can be difficult. There's the big thing I've found with work was the interpersonal stuff, like being the new person can be difficult, but if you can, if just remain friendly and optimistic and work hard, but don't go too far to make yourself lose sleep or injure yourself or wear yourself out. But at the same time, here's one thing I've found is that work hard, but don't try to prove how you can do work so hard that it creates an expectation that they think you can just going to keep doing that, because sometimes that's not sustainable. Sometimes if you let them know that you're wanting to get paid more eventually, or you want to, that can be a reason to do that. But otherwise, it can actually, it's been bad for me in the past. But just the main thing for me would be starting a new job is just one thing is it's new and it's something different. So like for months or a year, it can be just you're just doing your job, and every day is a new day. Before it gets boring or tiring, or I mean, it could be tiring straight up, but like before it gets you, wears you out. So if it looks like it's starting to do that, it's good to sort of manage that. Meeting new people at work is great, but there is that, being the new person is not always easy. If there's tensions in the workplace, that can be difficult. Bebop's here. It was great. You were here at the beginning too. That's great. So, yeah. Bebop says, "Hi, Luke. Great to catch you live. How you doing? How you all doing?" It's great to have you here, Bebop. So, yeah, thanks for saying hello and hello to everyone. So I'm doing good, and it sounds like everyone's doing pretty good too. Like we're all working on things, And if people have had a difficult week, and you want to share if things have been difficult the last few weeks or whatever. I mean, I've had some difficult things in the last few weeks. Like I did get triggered, like I said, that my last video was like that. Yeah. Bebop's got the smiling face with the hugs. That's awesome. So, and how are you going, Bebop? Like, I hope you're doing awesome. So Bebop says, "Wow, good luck on the new job." Yeah, that's it. So Laurent, that's really exciting. New job. New job is so good when it's really good when you start a new job and then you got a bit more money. You can go buy some new clothes or whatever, go have a meal somewhere, something that you haven't been able to do for a while. But it also, the good thing is you got that security of, you have to keep working, but you've got, well, for starters, you got something to do, which is really good. Sometimes having that focus and the distraction from other things is the best thing, but a big thing for me would be stressing about in between jobs would be horrible, and it would last a while, and until I'd find another job, and luckily, there wasn't too many times where there was a large amount of time between jobs, but that doesn't mean in that in between time it would be stressful. So as soon as you get that new job, all that stress just, it sort of goes away, and that's really good news. Laurent's got some new work, and I hope it goes really well. Yeah. So I'm working on my job now to work um, to launch my mindfulness website in the next month or two, and then it'll be difficult. I'll have the stress of like trying to get enough like regular clients to make it work, but I think it will, and I've just got to stick with it, because this is what I've been working towards, and yeah, I just realized I've been looking down, looking away, not looking at the camera, not looking at your, because it is a good thing. I've noticed that just then, and it's like, I mean, I'm doing that because it's allowing me to think, and that's what I like about this sort of, you know, this thing, this live streaming of chatting and talking, interacting is, it's amazing. Hey, it's cool that we can do that. Oh yeah, awesome. Basic Glitch says logo offer still stands. Yeah, I've got some stuff. Definitely Basic Glitch. I'm going to write that down. That will be awesome. So yeah, because there's going to be lots of stuff like that for the website, like logo and maybe some designs or something like that. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. That's really cool. See, how cool is that? Like, you know, doing these live streams, and I'm getting offered to help with logos and graphic design work. It's just like, people are awesome, aren't they? They can be so awesome. This one thing I found with these streams is, and I've just noticed I've been saying one thing a lot. It's a habit. When I start talking with stuff, like sometimes I remember a few streams back, I just kept saying this, that, and then later I'm like, oh. So I'm very self-conscious if you haven't become aware of that. But thank you for the offer for help, Basic Glitch. I will take you up on that. that's exciting. So I'll I have like basically 2 months really to get the website, so it's a bit of time. And now I can't even remember what I was saying. So I was like basically saying one thing. Yeah, one thing with the doing the live streams is it opens up this connection and communication. You don't get, I mean, even though it's just me here, I would like to actually set up the streams so that we can have other people in the streams that people can join, and we can talk back and forth without having to type in the chat. But I like that. I like how people can type in the chat, and it gives you the ability to interact in a really beautiful way. Yeah, Basic Glitch says, but remember, I might not be as good, but would be glad to help. Yeah, no, I appreciate your offer, and I'm sure it's going to be great. So, yeah, don't worry, Basic Glitch. You're like me, like don't worry. I think it's going to be awesome what you make, and I need to go get some more source material, like some photos and and some sketches too. So I'll send you some sketches, and we'll yeah, it's going to be awesome. Thank you. And that's what I was sort of trying to. That was like my thing. What I was saying about like the streams is that we get to interact on a whole different level compared to other social media. There's a lot of people who watch these streams that don't get to watch them live, but they're still here. They're just not here while it's live. So it does mean they miss out on the live stream chat. And I love this live stream chat. The fact that I can be sitting here chatting, and I can interact and respond, and we can talk back and forth. It's pretty cool. And it really is something that's different to other social media type or internet things. And so I'm so glad I started this, and since I've started this, I've got to meet you all and become friends. And it's helped me so much, and hearing amazing things from people saying how much it's helped them, just it's awesome. I'm going to keep doing this, and I've got a lot. I've said I've got to lose weight. I want to get back working. I've given myself these challenges, so I've got to follow through with all that now. And I'm working on it. It's not happening super fast, but like I said in the thing, I build up slow, bit by bit, like like what All the Way Absurd was saying. Baby steps, step by step, one foot after the other, and then you get there eventually. And funny thing was, and this is what happened a few weeks ago when I twisted my ankle because I was doing things too fast. I went for a walk to do some exercise, and I badly twisted my ankle. It's still really swollen, and it still hurts. Like it hurts when I don't feel the pain during the day. It's not until I lie down at night, and it sort of sometimes it keeps me up a bit because I can't sort of get to sleep with the pain, and it's really swollen still. So my friend was telling me I've got to keep it elevated. So I'll listen to her and do that later. I'll elevate it. I'll put ice on it tonight. So Bebop says very thankful for very thankful for the chat lives. Thank you. That's awesome to hear. And I don't I don't do any other social media. Yeah, thank you so much for that comment. Like, thank you for being here too, Bebop. Like, see, it's so much better. That this is, and that's what you continued with, is that you don't do any other social media, and it sort of really says it, doesn't it? Like, other social media can be very isolating and stale and difficult. Not that it's, it could still be okay. Like, I mean, I still like the good elements of the other stuff, but this is just fun and it's more human, isn't it? Like, you know, um, especially because we're, you know, here we get to talk about healing, what we're doing for healing and getting back on track. And you get on, if you get on Facebook or something like that, and then started, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I don't. I appreciate the friends I have on other social medias and stuff, but um, it's a different thing where people aren't in the right frame of mind necessarily to be able to communicate back and forth, and it can be overwhelming. And I just appreciate this. It's gentle. Sometimes I get really excited and I'm talking fast and I'm talking loud. I have noticed tonight I'm talking very quiet and subdued, and I think it's because I'm relaxed. Maybe you can notice that I am quite relaxed. I mean, I drank 2 beers earlier. I'll let you know. So that's not much. So that's not enough to really affect me. I think I'm really relaxed because I feel good, and I've I've had some good stuff happen this week. You know, amazing chats. Um, Working on my a little bit on my mindfulness business, but also doing the main initiation of like the groundwork for the like bigger project that I want to work on. And we've been working with a good friend on creating something that's going to last for a long time and it's going to become a job. So I'm really excited for that. And when I get to the next stage with that, or when we get to the next stage with that, we'd like to open up um, everyone to come and um, tell us what you think about it and what ideas you have, so we can all contribute, because that's the thing is it's all about healing from complex trauma and other trauma related healing, um, in order to get back to living again and enjoying life, like learning skills and re-engaging with people and community. Big thing is we've lost community. I lost community. I sort of pushed away most of my friends years ago, and so I'm so grateful to have been able to find new friends here, you know, and so that's going to be an amazing positive thing about this project. And there's going to be more. I'll be talking about it more and more, moving forward. Not every week, but every so often I'll have updates, and then I'll also have open it up for people to come and join meetings to to give us your ideas that you want to share, because everyone's got great things that they do that they've worked out. This is the beauty about healing is you try things out yourself as well, and you work out what works and what doesn't work. And you know it's great to learn from books as well. Awesome. Australiana's here. That's so good, because There you go. If Happy's here, or Happy Hermit's here, we've been wondering how you are, Happy Australiana. So I'll put a message in the thing saying, "Oh, we haven't heard from you for a while, and people are worried that you had a rough time in the cyclone, Alfred." So it's really great that you're here tonight, Australiana. And Australiana says, "Hey, Luke, the room looks bright. So do you." Awesome, thank you. Stay cool, and we'll be in touch. It's trial month. Okay, yes. Well, that explains a lot, Australiana. That really does explain a lot, and I wish you all the best with that. And I hope that it doesn't bring you too much, because that stuff brings a lot of anxiety and stress and strain. Brings up everything, but hopefully you get a good result with what you're doing. But yeah, I just missed a few comments. Yeah, Bebop says, yeah, baby steps with the thumbs up. Yep. And Bebop's got the prayers with the cat with the hearts. That's awesome. Australiana says, I've been wondering too. Alfred was much better than a Bali beach. I don't know. A Bale Breach. Ah, yes. Sorry, I thought you said Bali Breach. I'm too far away from the screen. So yeah, Australiana says, yeah, Alfred was much better than a Bale Breach. Yes. Okay, so that sounds like that's what's been going on. That's pretty heavy. It's good that you're working on that to like rectify that what's been going on, because that's not on at all. That you've suffered that, because even if it like whatever, however direct it's affected you, it's affecting you because it's not right. That's the whole point of those things, is that people who are, if someone's on bail, it's done bad things, they've got to follow the rules, or they have to basically be in a lot of trouble. They can. It's so. I hear what you're saying. I wish you all the best with the court stuff going on. And if you have to go and appear for it, I hope it doesn't stress you out too much. So Australiana says, putting a naughty turd in jail. Second one, worth the effort. Living on the island still. So it's great for the update with the post Cyclone Alfred, because a lot of people have been asking, especially Happy's like saying, have you heard from Australiana? Like, yeah. So we have been worried, and now it makes sense why you've been out of contact for a while. And it's really great to hear that you did all right with the cyclone, because it did cross over right where you are. And luckily it wasn't as powerful. It had worn it. A lot of the cyclone had worn itself out, but we were so lucky with that, so but it's good to hear, you're doing well. You're persevering. And I guess that's another good sort of point with that. And like what I was saying in the thing for the chat tonight was like, how was your week? How's things going? It might have been a good week. It might not have been a good week. So share whether it's been tough or not, or been good, So Australiana says, I prayed for light in our cup, and literally I knocked a lamp and the bulb dropped into the cup. WTF. Lucky's on our side. Australiana says, thank you, Happy. M changing laws for victims. Thank you for caring. With the kiss and the hug. Thank you, that's beautiful comment. And how inspiring is that Australiana's pushing through, seeking justice for horrible things, showing how, and because this has caused so much trauma. And it's been a lot of work, a lot of stress, and so good to hear you're pushing through with that. And those things really, it doesn't make it easier for necessarily other people, because they know they're going to have to deal with the same stuff you've had to deal with, except what you're saying is you're trying to be the shining light and make, it's doing that work, and laws can change, laws can be made stronger, and new laws can be created. And it takes being that person that seeks justice. It's not easy, and it takes a long time. From what I've understood, from what you've been going through, obviously this is a second turd that is getting sorted through the justice system. The justice system does work. Doesn't work every time, doesn't work for everyone, but you've got to keep pushing. You got to fight. And it's really good news that you're actually, what you're doing is for other people to appreciate better safety and better protection under the law for these misdeeds. So, good on you for that. You are amazing. So thank you. Australiana says, lovely people here. Thank you. I've missed it. I have changed policy so police don't keep ignoring victims. Submission 44 in community safety bill is mine. Last year, cops and students. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm going to write that down, so I'm going to look it up. So you're a legend, Australiana. See? Good on you for that. Like, that's what it's all about, hey? That's so awesome. Thank you. Everyone here appreciates you for that. And, people, whether it's a state law or a federal law, what you've done is like made things better for other victims to be able to seek justice and also prevent things. The more the laws get made tougher for these sorts of things, the less people are going to attempt it. These nasty turds had free reign for a long time, and their time's coming to an end as we push for this sort of change and this sort of justice. So it's called Submission 44. In community safety. I'm going to look that stuff up. I mean, it might be hard to find online yet, because if it's still like a law that's being put through Parliament or whatever, or put into legislation, it might not be able to find much on it yet. But I'll keep looking. Thank you for sharing. And that's the whole point of what I want to do with this not-for-profit, Australiana. Is not the whole point, but a big part is to give space for people. Sometimes it might be people just need a couple of weeks just to get away from everything and feel safe. Have a place where you know, social worker or lawyers can come and speak to them without stressing about stuff, you know, and work on what they need to do. So Bebop says, very funny with the light, cosmic comedy. Exactly. I love that. I'll read it again. I love that. Australiana's got some classic, good way of writing things. I think she should write some. She's going to write a memoir, or maybe has been writing one, but also like just I can see like these awesome sort of short stories that have got like, you know, this sort of stuff would be just perfect, you know, great sense of humor and cosmic comedy. Exactly. So I'll just reread what Australiana said. I prayed for light in our cup, and literally I knocked the lamp and the bulb dropped out into the cup. WTF, luck is on our side. I love that. Isn't that just, you can just imagine it. It's just like, and that's what sounds like that's what's happened. They've heard, like you've asked, you've done the work and they've heard, you know. Australiana says, you're very kind, and next time there's a gig in or a march, I'll sing our. Yeah, awesome. Absolutely. Thank you as well. And like that's, yeah, that would be great to go to a march for victims' rights and for, you know, legislation change. You know, I'd love to support something like that. Australian, oh no, Happy Hermit says, yeah, glad to see you're okay, Australiana. So that's great. It is good. Australiana says, yeah, parliamentary minutes and response from May 2024 in Brisbane. So it was state. Yep. In Brisbane. It says in Australiana says, did over News Corp through it. Pretty funny. Awesome. This is awesome. Oh, I love your style. So so it's like that's the classic thing. That's like what you're saying. Like it showed like not just like laws need to change, but also maybe uh, you know, things like the media can be complacent or they can or negligent or um, complicit even, you know, the way they treat victims sometimes can be horrible. So it is good to point out when they're not doing things correctly. Absolutely. Let me write that. Yeah, News Corp. Bebop says the most important thing aside from health is not to become isolated. That is a really good point, Bebop. And that's essentially that's what I've that's what really got me to start this channel. Since I've done that, it really broke my isolation. And it's been really great to hear that it's helped others too, because like I was saying earlier, even if people can't be here for the live stream, you know, they can listen back and they're still here as part of the community because it's still like that. And then it might be next month they get to be at the stream, and so that's why I'm going to try and do 2 streams a week to give more people an opportunity, because we're from all over the world. This is what's amazing with the internet and with this, and we're not isolated anymore. Trauma isolates us, and getting back from that isolation is a massive thing. I went and voted this week, and it was my dad went with me and he helped. It was good support, but I was very anxious, and there were some things about it which were not very nice, but because I had support there, it helped. But I'm glad I was able to vote, although I don't always feel like voting because I feel disillusioned. But just generally, like, this isolation is it's a big thing, and I'm going to keep doing these streams because it's so valuable for us all, and I get so much out of this connecting with people. So good. Really great comment, Bebop. Thanks for sharing. Australiana says, "Happy Hermit," with the kiss and the hug. I will write. It's getting nuts. Yes, I mean, if you write a memoir, Australiana, you've got people that want to buy it and read it. We're going to support you. So, if you don't get a publisher, publish it yourself. There's lots of self-publishing companies now, and you'll sell lots of copies. So, just get writing. I've got my poetry book which I wrote last year, and I've just got to finish a few things on it. So that's on my to-do list for this year. And the quicker I get that done, the better, because then I can actually, because it takes time. Even when you've got your manuscript, regardless of whether you're going self-publishing or through a publisher, it is going to take time. It takes up to 6 months. So I just heard some strange sounds outside. I'm like, what's that? It's probably the possum. The possum disappeared for like 3 or 4 days. She does that. She goes away and comes back. But she was back the other day. So I was a bit worried for a while. And maybe that's what it was. But yeah, if you write a memoir, you've definitely got people that want to support you. Australiana. Bebop says, "I've been editing a lifetime of writing. It sounds really crazy looking back so many years." See, there you go. That's awesome. So Bebop's writing has a lifetime of writing. And isn't that like a great project? It can be overwhelming when you have a lot and so much, but that's awesome. And again, Bebop, like, when you get to the publishing stage, please share here or on reach out. You can email. I'll help promote it, because it helps. Like, the next comment was from Bebop was the writing saves one many lives. Yes, the writing saves one many times. Yes, it does. It really does. I think journaling, writing is one of the most important healing things that anyone can do. It's really powerful. And you can start off simple, and then you can be a distraction. Doesn't have to be about the trauma. But then when you're ready, if you want, you get there, and you tackle the really difficult stuff, and it's super healing. So awesome! I'd love to hear about your writing if you're wanting to share. Sometimes you don't have to share it too. That's the other thing. A lot of my journals aren't to be shared, but some are, and you know, you still get that healing aspect. Australiana says yes to Bebop. Yeah, so true. Isolation is like losing breath. Yes, great comment. It is, isn't it? It gets more and more difficult over time. Then reconnecting with people becomes more and more difficult. But you know what I found? If you look at my early streams, I was I had a lot of difficulty speaking, and then over time it got better and better up to now. And so sometimes I'll do a stream, I'll be really excited, and I'll be speaking really fast and loud and all this sort of stuff. And like tonight, I'm just relaxed and I'm enjoying it. But I'm not having trouble speaking anymore. And that comes from, breaking that isolation by doing this, connecting with real people, in real time. There's only a few seconds delay between hearing me speak and being able to me read what you're writing. It's amazing. So, we should use these tools while we can. And again, we're talking about social media. Some social media is actually more isolating. So that's where being cautious of how you consume or be part of social media can contribute to positive or negative results. Bebop says enormous help for hermits. Absolutely, writing or both, or the connecting like this. Probably both. So yeah, Bebop says, yeah, that's a great analogy. Yeah, awesome. Bebop's got the prayers and the stars, and the platinum with the painting. That's what it is. Creating, create. It does so much. It can be anything. Could be creating some food, and if it's writing's very, it's like a big thing we're talking about. If you haven't written yet, don't be afraid to give it a try. And start off with just testing things out. It could be like if you've got an idea for a story, like a fictional story, or it could be like a reframing, like a memoir, where you can like process the trauma and not be. It might still hurt, but like you can lessen the pain from it. And that's it. Australiana says audio. I'm sure it will be done that way. Yeah, that's a great idea. like as an audio book, that would be awesome. I reckon that would be great. You can do that, you know. So we've got the technologies there now. You can use your phone to record stuff. You can buy a microphone to plug into your computer. You don't need you can get free software. You can make your own audio books or podcasts. We can all do it. If you build up to it too. You know, you might start off with reading. You can even start reading someone else's work. It's a great way to start. I'm really enjoying. I've been reading to a friend of mine. It's been really nice. So I've been reading. It's been reading out loud. I've gotten better at it just by doing it, and got more confident at it. And so I look forward to continuing that. So I've been reading the Silmarillion to a friend of mine, and it's been so much fun. We're getting into it. Like we're about a fifth of the way, maybe. It's such an awesome book, and so yeah, you can practice also, but also by reading other people's works. You know, I want to get around to doing that on here too, reading other people's stuff that's out of copyright, especially. So, you know, hopefully in the next bit of time, you'll come across me reading some Edgar Allan Poe or something like that. You know, that's going to be fun. A great idea, Australiana. You know, audio would be great, and you can share. Like if you've got the as audio, you can put it on Audible. You can just share it too. You can put it on YouTube and share it that way, or you know. Bebop says, yeah, the editing, and yeah, that's it. Editing is a big thing. It does take a long time. With my poetry stuff, luckily I've already edited all the poems, you know. So when I finish the writing part of the book, I know that that's going to take a lot of editing, but at least it's only going to be 20 to 50 pages. So I might keep it short, like 20 pages, just because I know there's going to be a lot of work in the editing. Australiana says, free copies for the group. Bebop, cool, awesome. That is really special. I love that. Thank you. That's really special. We appreciate that so much. Bebop says, with the thumbs up, with the Australiana, with the big smiley face with the hearts. I love that. Bebop says, for me, it's kind of worked as a record. When I reread some stuff, it seems almost unbelievable. All the things that happen and how to get past it. Yeah, that's it. That's the magic and the power of it, isn't it? Like when you first write those things down, it can be really difficult. And then when there is so much, and that is a big thing. So that really is a big thing. You can go through it and look through all the different things, and it can be just phenomenal that you just like. It can be overwhelming, but at least like you can process it in a different way and like see it from the perspective of all of these things happen, and they're horrible, but you survived them, and you're actually able to get to a point where you're able to constructively write it down. So, and it sounds like you've been writing this stuff for a long time. So some people, they might have this inspiration and then just get the pen out and they just, or type it, and they get through all this stuff. And other people, they might just have to, like, it takes a long time to work through. So, but that's a really great comment. How that shows how powerful it is, how to get past it. And that's a really good thing in that. And that's what something a trauma counselor said to me. She said, you can write what you've been through, and then if you can also include all the things that have helped you along the way to get better, that's even better for other people too, because they can go, oh, look, this is a great example. Yeah, that's awesome. Basic Glitch says, oh, podcasts are great. Yeah, they are awesome, aren't they? Podcasts are really cool. And we are living in the time where we can all start a podcast right now. You can just use your phone or buy a microphone that you plug into your computer. And if you haven't done audio editing before, you can learn. It's especially if you're doing podcasts and you don't have lots of channels, different microphone inputs. If you just got one microphone and you're editing that, you can really, even if you've never done audio stuff before, you can learn how to do it. And there's cheap or free software. You don't even need a computer. You can use a tablet or a phone and plug the microphone into that, and buy an app for like $5 or $10 that does audio recording. It really is accessible to us all now. Another thing, recently, I've just, with the Google Workspace, it's got a really powerful transcribing feature. So it'll pick up what you're saying and type it out for you. So if you can work that way, you can just talk to the computer and it will write it for you. It's amazing. Oh, awesome. Soli's here. So good to see you, mate. Oh, look, mate, I'm sure you, hopefully you forgive me. I still haven't got around to that email back to you, but I have contacted you back. Like, I'm still having troubles with that emails and things, connecting and communicating that way. So, but thanks, man. You're a legend. I hope your studies are going really well, Soli, and I hope you're making music and stuff. So Soli says, "Hey, Luke, listening in the background, listening on the background. Awesome. So awesome to see you again. How cool is this? Like just this connection and meeting people, and so I really like how you've gone into study, and it's really awesome. It's really good news, and I hope it's going well. MJG says, yeah, me too, on background with the heart. Yeah. And also the art, MJG's got the paint, the platen, or I don't know what's the other word for that. Where you have the paints. I think that's called a platen. Yeah, Bebop says that would be great. Basic Glitch says, I'm not smart for talking sense. I could try, but in reality, I have quite few ideas what I want to do, but it will be long time. But it will be a long time before I could realize it. With the sort of laughy face, with the stress. bit of stress, sweat. I love that emoji. And now I have even idea about a podcast, but Glitch continues. It would make sense after I would unleash everything with the laughing teary face. Thank you very, very much. Wish you luck. Yeah, that again, Glitch, if keep working on it. Like write those ideas down or keep working on them, and eventually, even like you say, you might not have the full idea of what you want to do, but you are creative. So you can do this. But you know what? If you say you don't talk sense, maybe that's actually cool and fun. Doesn't matter if I I do that. Like maybe you could say, yeah, I talk sense, but not all the time. I talk stuff a lot of the time. I talk stuff where it's like, I think it's good. I think it's more fun that way. You look at that's comedy too. You can keep pushing it in that direction, and it doesn't have to make sense. I really love stories that have got absurdity or strangeness, or point out the funny things in the world, especially human behavior. You can, from experience, you can look at other people's behavior and process it, and look at it brings everything back when you realize, the world is full of, things that don't make sense. So that can be fun just to point that stuff out, you know. Bebop says, yeah, it's a big thing right in your face. You can't escape the reality or block it out. And then again, nobody can gaslight you either. Yeah, that's a really good point. That is a really good point. So with when you do that stuff, when you've got a pen and paper or a computer and you're typing stuff up, or if you're drawing or painting, like any form of art really, but it's something that has a narrative, which you could argue is, all art has a narrative. You're in control of it. So it's really good for trauma is that you're in control of what you're writing. No one can tell you, oh, they can't continue to hurt you or attack you or abuse or whatever, They can't keep doing, they can't gaslight you while you're writing. Like, it's yours. And that's a really big power. And that's, I think, one of the big underlying aspects to like the power of it is that, you're taking back that control and power for yourself, and it then is empowering because you see the positive return from it, and that's really cool. That's a really good comment, like that. The point also, especially that, nobody can gaslight you when you're, when you're in control of it there. Harmony Seeker's here. Awesome. So glad you're here, Harmony Seeker. I really hope you're doing well. And so tonight we're all checking in and saying how everyone's going and whether you had a good week, or if you've had a tough week, share it, because, tough weeks get better. And thanks for sharing, like with what's going on last time. And I think that can also be good down the track with those things, with optimism, because you're really smart and you know how you can work with things. So sometimes it is good just having clarity with things. But yeah, Harmony Seeker says hi all. So yeah, thanks. Kat's here as well. Awesome. So good you're here as well. So we've got a few Aussies in the house tonight as well. It's good. I love it. We've got people from all around the world, but we do have a few people here tonight from Australia, and that's, I guess, a big thing with the time zone thing. So but also it's great. You know, I'm in Australia, so I always love it. I love it when everyone's from all around the world as well. The cat says hi all with the waving hands. Bebop says with the hugs, hi all. MJG's got the waving hands. Basic Glitch has got the waving hands. So everyone's saying hello to each other. It's awesome. Harmony Seeker says, oh, I've been sick all week. Couldn't do a thing. Doing better, but feeling depressed because I'm out of routine, etc. But hoping to get back on the horse tomorrow. Hubby, stay for a month too. That's difficult when you lose a week and you lose your routine thing going on, you know. So, but thanks for sharing, you know, because that's what it's about. It's like we don't often, like, you know, you'll hear me like talking about I have tough weeks, but like it's good to like think about what it is, you know. So when you are sick and you can't do anything, all you can do is heal from it, and you lose time. And you know, it'd be nice if you can do stuff while you're not well. Sometimes you can do some things. So, you know, it could be time to catch up, you know, listen to some podcasts or that sort of thing. You know, when you're sick, you can't study, you can't do any of that sort of stuff. So you just got to heal. But even and sometimes when you're sick, you can't even listen to a podcast. You know, you can't concentrate. So it can be very upsetting. You know, you're losing time. But you know what? I love your attitude, Harmony Seeker. You know, hoping to get back on the horse tomorrow. That's it. So Bebop says, I hope you feel better fast with the hands. That's a beautiful comment. Yeah. MJG says, Vast, hope you feel better soon with the heart. That's it. See, I love how everyone is fasts. Yeah, that's it. Fast hope that you feel better from MJG with the heart. Harmony Seeker says thanks with the happy face. With the that's beautiful. Good attitude. Get back on the horse. You know, next week's a new week. I've lost a lot of weeks in the last while. I'm really appreciative of like the connections. You know, even when I've had weeks where nothing's happened, and it's good to know that things get better. And if you lose a week, just next week. But it doesn't mean that the week you've just had hasn't been like difficult. It's been difficult for a reason, and that reason doesn't necessarily make sense. You know, it's easy when it is that you have been unwell. Like when you're sick, at least you can go, oh well, I've been sick last week. I couldn't have done anything about it. But you know what? When you've got a trauma trigger or multiple trauma triggers, that can be the thing that really, you know, puts you back. You know, can make you bedridden for a week, or you just lose days. You just lose all your momentum, and that can be really frustrating. But it is such a good feeling when you do get back on track and start getting things happening again. You know, there is that frustrating element that when you do get back, it's a slow start sometimes. It's not like you just jump out of bed on Monday morning. It's like, yes, I can do everything now. And you get, sometimes it takes like the greater part or the better part of the next week just getting functioning again. But sometimes it can be that, like, you're like, and you focus on it. I'm glad that I've got through last week. Now this week I'm going to make it productive. I'm going to see what I can do. And sometimes you can jump out of bed and do what you can. I'm really excited that I've got momentum happening. Like my partner with these, with this not-for-profit we're starting. It's a big project, and this is gonna be basically my main project for the rest of my life. It's really major for me, and I'm really excited that I've got a friend who's working on this with me, and we're really serious, and we're excited to make this happen. So that's sort of what I'm going to be doing this week, is really just working on my business, like my mindfulness business, so I can get some money happening in the next few months, and working on this not-for-profit. And our goal is to get it registered as soon as we can. And that's going to take a lot of work. I'm really fortunate that my friend is really smart and really dedicated, and it's really awesome. So it couldn't be better. Like, this is really exciting for me, and I'm confident we're gonna really make this happen. So as soon as we're ready, we're gonna offer meetings to people to come and join meetings to talk about, what we're trying to achieve, to help people through trauma and to heal, learn how to heal through all these different things. And it's something that's going to grow and develop. So it's really exciting, and we want to hear from all of you of what you think. And I mean, what we're talking about tonight's a great example. We've really pinpointed making art, painting, drawing, journaling, writing poetry, memoirs, writing about your trauma. All these things are very important in healing, and almost everyone here that come to the channel does this sort of stuff already, and so we can all attest to it being really powerful. So Bebop says time moving super fast. Oh, I hear. I mean, look at it. We're in the 5th month already. This year is just flying. I mean, it really is. But that can be daunting, when you look at what time does fly like that. So we appreciate the slow bits, I guess. Even though it's going fast, there are times where, because when you get back to it, you don't get that anymore. So, but keeping busy is a great thing, especially when you haven't been able to do anything for ages, when you've been prevented from being able to function properly, and you can finally do stuff again. Such a good feeling, you know. It wasn't until I started going for walks. I've only done a few this week, but it's been enough. I've done, I think, 2 or 3 decent walks for the last few weeks since I started this exercise and getting back on track sort of challenge. So it's been good. Australiana says, I'm bloody proud of you sending all the planning energy. Just broke my billy. Had a cry and realised, not to care. I'm groomed to be disorganised, so it happens. I'm really sorry that happened. It sounds like it must have been a glass one. They tend to be the ones that break. So that is really sad when that happens, especially if you can't repair it. It's all right if you can repair it, but usually you can't. So yes, and if you're attached to it too, it can be quite upsetting because you do get memories from those things. I love your attitude though. You had a cry, and then realised not to care. So it happens. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Solly says, sounds really good. Awesome, brother. I hope you come and join the forum when we open it up, because everyone's got some great ideas to talk about stuff, I'm sure. And one of the things that we want to do with this not-for-profit is to, it's going to have a location in Australia, but we want to share the information for other people to use. And we're also, with things that work, with things that people experience that know that work, it is sort of universal like that. So it's just, the future is really exciting and bright for healing from trauma. The world becoming trauma informed is a massive thing. Once the world becomes more understanding of what it is, how it can be, how we can heal from it, but also what it's like when you're going through it, and what it's like when you're going, like, in the aftermath, when you're still going through it, the different stages, how to deal with people, how to gather yourself again after, losing things, losing hope, losing time, losing trust. How do you get these things back? So a big thing is identifying what's happened, how it's affected you, how it is affecting you now, what you want to do for the future, So a big thing, it was sort of, originally named after the falling leaf, and it sort of had other names, and then it's come back to the falling leaf. And I love that, because that's really what it is. So, the falling leaf falls from the tree. It's no longer on the tree anymore. As soon as that leaf breaks away from the tree and it floats down to the ground, it doesn't know what's going to happen. Its whole life has been changed. But, hope's not lost at all. Like, that falling leaf has got a whole new life. It's going to become something completely new, completely different. It's life starting again. So it's a great way to think about moving on after trauma and making good, or doing things, reconnecting, And so once we identify what we need to do to make the most of that change. It's going to be awesome. So MJG says super awesome. Thank you so much, MJG. It's going to be awesome. This is really going to be, I just got shivers, you know, it's as awesome. And so one of the big things about the whole with the falling leaf too is, like, you can imagine it doesn't know what it's going to become yet. It could become so many different things. So when you got someone who's just gotten to that point where they've realized it could be early childhood trauma that's come back and just destroyed their life later in life, or it could be someone who's just escaped a traumatic life or traumatic situations, complex trauma, various forms. You know, the best thing is to, like, just have that time and think about what to do. So it doesn't have to be like you change career, but that could be the thing. You know, could be like study, could be learn new skills. It could be, which, like a lot of people here, you know, we're turning back to, you know, like we're wanting to give back. So, you know, I love the hearts are flying, which is awesome. I love seeing that. That's a big thing, you know, like, so giving back to the healing community is by becoming part of it, doing, you know, Solly's studying psychology. Well, last I heard, he was studying psychology. Isn't that awesome? So, you know, and Harmony Seekers working in that field, studying counseling, I think. Same thing, wanting to help people. You know, Australiana's working on helping to change the laws to help other people not go through the trauma. You know, we've all got, you know, and you don't have to do that too, you know. But if it's your calling, it's your calling, you know. So there's so many different things. So it could be that once you realize you're a falling leaf and now your life's changed forever, become something else. Become a poet. Do painting, you know. Share your artwork with other people, you know. So I love, you know, we're all going to help make this happen. Everyone here is going to help make this happen. I love this. So thanks everyone for the support. I'm loving the love in the room tonight and how much everyone thinks this is great, because it's really going to, we've got all the experts, we've got all the books, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to help make this happen. People are going to share their what's worked for them. And then, so by sharing, someone else can come along and go, look, this is what worked for this person, and this is how they responded. I'm going to give that a go, you know. And so it's awesome. So, like, Basic Glitch says, yeah, well, learning skills you've forgotten with the laughy face, with the stress. That's it. Look, that's a really good point, because we can have these skills that we might have been good at something and we stopped doing it, you know. I've got a lot of that, like music or making stuff, like, you know, you can see all the tools and stuff I've got there. You know, this room's I got music stuff up there, got some speakers. I was doing Cymatic, those speakers up there. You know, I was putting like Glad wrap and water on the top of speakers and making sounds and putting sand in the speakers. I want to get back to doing experimenting stuff like that. I've got a MIDI controller up there in a box, which I haven't used for years. A MIDI controller is a thing you plug into a computer to make music, So I want to reconnect with these skills that I have, or I've lost the ability to do to the level that I used to. But, I know that I can get them back again. There's that barrier. Once you've stopped doing something because of trauma, it takes time to get back to it. So that's a really good point, Basic Glitch. It's not necessarily might not necessarily be doing something that's new. It's just reconnecting to what you used to do as well. And continues, Basic Glitch says, wow, holding fingers, like seriously, wish luck. Thank you so much to you all. Yeah, Basic Glitch says, wish luck to you all. That's it. Thank you. That's awesome. Everyone appreciates that, I'm sure. So I think we've got a lot of, it's gonna really, if we all stick to it and we do a little bit and everyone can contribute a bit and help share and connect people. Everyone's got contacts. So once we've got something that's like we're able to share, like website, that sort of thing, more information, anyone who's got connections to, things that can help, let them know what we're doing, and people that are already working in these fields will be like, that's great, I can offer help. They might want to get involved. So Crusoe's here. Awesome. Good to see you, Crusoe. Like, awesome to see you here. Like, it's been a while. Well, I think you were here a while ago, actually, not a couple of streams back. Yeah, but it's really great. And Crusoe is another Aussie, so it's cool. Crusoe says, yeah, be true to yourself. That's a really good one. Be true to yourself. And so that helps honor, like if you can honor that, then it means that you're going to stick to what you want to do, and it can be anything, anything that has meaning, and it doesn't have to have meaning to other people. It has meaning to you. That's the most important thing. If you can do stuff that helps others or shares your connection to others, that's really good for keeping that connection, especially if we've been isolated for periods of our time, of our life. That's reconnecting, but also giving back. I've had a lot of support. I want to give back, but I don't have to. I can do it all. I can just focus on art. I can focus on, and I'm still sharing. If I'm sharing art, that's it. Be true to yourself is a great, that can be what gives you that drive to stick to it and keep persevering. Crusoe says, this rain has been nice. Yeah, it has, hasn't it? We've had coastal rain over the last, well, it's been quite a while. We've had coastal rain on and off for really a few months, even before the cyclone. But there was a week there or 2 weeks there where it was overcast every day and it was a little bit ominous, but that was still nice. What it's done is we've had optimum weather for some plants, like the rain and the well, not excessive sunlight, like just the right amount. We've got all these camellias at home and they're covered in buds that my mum and dad had planted, and they're about to flower. A couple of them have opened up the other day, and today there was a whole bunch more. So it's pretty exciting. It is disappointing when, you know, shrubs and trees have lots of flowers and then it rains and then the flowers don't get the. But you know what? It doesn't always happen every year. It's only every so often you get this perfect year where, you know, all the flowers bloom and you don't get rain wrecking the flowers and things like that. And I think we're going to be blessed this year with that. I went for a walk the other day and I saw this. There's a couple of houses away. It's got massive camellia trees out the front and they're just covered in flowers, and so it's a good sign. So I'm excited that, you know, we're going to get this special year of the flowers this year. Yes, the rain has definitely been nice. I have appreciated it. I will try as soon as this sort of rain's gone though. I'm going to try and get back to the sunsets and all that. So, but yeah, Crusoe, we'll still have to organise a bushwalk sometime, mate. You know, after my ankle's healed. Soli says, after trauma or during healing, there's a call. I love that. That's a good call, Soli. That's it. You hear it. It's like, this is what I need to be doing. This is what I'm doing now. This is my life. I know what I need to do now. I know what I want to do. You know, it's amazing, isn't it? It's like, it just happens. We're lost. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what we're going to do. We think, oh, I can't do that, or that's going to be too much effort or too much work, or I can't like think about that right now. It's too much. But then you get to a point in that healing, like you say, and all of a sudden it's like, I can do this. This is what I need to do. This is what I want to do, you know. And sometimes it's stuff that you had no idea that you're going to do. It's a whole new thing. And you can look back and go, I had no idea I was going to be doing this. I mean, it's amazing. Really good point. You know, there is a call. I love that. Really good comment, Sally. Basically, it says, today it's raining too in my area. It is cozy as F. And I will use it for drowning. Oh my God, MIDI controls are awesome. I had classmates that did it. They were great. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I used to love making, you know, music with the computer, like recording instruments as well as using MIDI controllers and keyboards and things. And sadly, like when I went through all that crisis a few years ago, I got rid of some of my gear. So I don't have my keyboard anymore. So it's sort of sad. But I still have MIDI controllers. So that's on the list to get back to, is to get my old computer running again and reconnect with making music again. But yeah, it's so much fun, you know. And you know, if you don't have to spend money. If you can get into it with a tablet. You can download some apps or free apps or pay for them, and you know, you can use that as a MIDI controller. But a dedicated MIDI controller really helps. You know, and you don't have to buy brand new. You can buy secondhand stuff. There's so many options these days for this stuff. That's what I didn't think. Yeah, I didn't think you meant drowning. I thought even when you said that, basically, I thought you meant like just chilling. I sort of shut that out and figured you weren't talking about literally, you know. because you know, I thought it was also a joke too, because you know, when it rains, it's water. But yeah, basically, it was saying drawing. You know, sorry, autocorrect with the skull face. Awesome. Do some drawing this week while it's raining. Perfect. Stay cozy. You know, listen to the sound in the background. You know, that can be a really great inspiration for that. So Crusoe says cheers. Yeah, awesome, mate. So yeah, it's really great to have you here. And yeah, I'm loving this rain too. It's actually really, really nice time of year at the moment. It is. It's not too cold. Like normally I've been wearing my beanies and stuff like that. Not wearing one right now because I just shaved today. Sometimes when I've recently shaved, the beanie doesn't stay on my head as well. Is a bit of a tip for anyone who's got a bald head and you shave your head. If you you know after a few days, the beanie actually sticks to your head because you've got like all the hair and the little bits of hair like stick to the beanie, and so it doesn't move. Whereas it's sort of frustrating, but that's the only thing. Like it gets cold, I get cold, but it's that time of year where it's not too cold at night. You know, I did put the heater on this morning, but I was up early. You know, I've been up early a few nights, a few days. It's been really nice getting up early after sleeping in. After you know after months of like having a, quite a long time now. You know, I had a year and a half, 18 months basically of insomnia and irregular sleep. So it's good to finally get some regularity happening. And yeah. Basically it says what to do. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you're looking for ideas for drawing, like you're in a beautiful place, like, you know, um, there's some beautiful architecture and castles in Czechia. You could do some drawings of that stuff. I don't know. Um, Sometimes if I get stuck not knowing what to do, you know, I just start drawing, and then, you know, the idea happens after a while. There is and that's the same with poetry as well. Sometimes I'll start and I won't know what I'm going to write, and then I'd write a few. I with poetry and also with drawing, I do warm ups. So I'll just draw, you know, or I'll just write, and then it doesn't matter what I'm writing. It doesn't have to be, you know. I'll write poems about writing poems and not knowing what to write, you know, and then all of a sudden it's like I get an idea and the words just start flowing. Same thing with drawing, you know. I'll do warm ups, and then I'll be warmed up and I'll be ready, and I'll be like, yeah, now I can do the drawing now I think of something to draw, and I'm not just it's not just fresh. I'm warmed up at that stage, so it's amazing, and it's a really good thing to do. Um, Bebop says sharing art. ... That's it. Said, hey, sharing art is an amazing thing, and anyone who wants to share what they do, whatever, you know, mixed media, art, drawing, writing, whatever. If you want to share stuff, you know, email me and or post on the somewhere on the comments or something like that, and I'll share it on the post page for the channel so everyone can see it. Sharing is a great thing for that. Bebop says, I hope for a lot of flowers, trees this year. It's been rough. Yeah, I hope so for you too, mate. I'm guessing, I don't know where, I haven't even asked. Bebop, I'm guessing you're in America? I'm guessing. I heard y'all. So I'm thinking, yeah, American, that's a very classic thing. Let us know if you want to share which part of the world you're in. But yeah, it is rough when the weather's not good. You know, you have tough years with droughts but it is good when things turn around. So I hope that for you this year too. You know, and thanks for hoping it for us as well. I'll let you know. Like I'll take some photos and put it on my thing, on the channel post page. Share what the flowers I'm talking about, because the camellias are covered in buds. They're only just starting to open, so you know they can take a bit of rain, but if we get like a week of rain, it's not good for them. Basically, it says, "Nah, it's too much more complex," and that really helped me. They also knew me in my worst times. They kind of stopped me from rampaging by getting mad at me. But I guess, sorry, but I hope one day I can give them back where it matters to them. Basically, she continues. It was about something else. I know what to draw. With the it's a classic. It's like the smiley face with a little bit of stress, sweat there. My aunt want me to draw a picture of my cousin and his wife at their wedding. Also, mate, mate poetry is interesting. Be glad to see your art. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to reading some my poetry again. I had a lot of fun reading poetry and even writing poetry. I did a poetry stream last year where it was so much fun. We had everyone here, and like it was just impromptu. Late one night, I just started a stream, and then I started writing poetry, and I'd write it, and then I'd read it out as soon as I wrote a poem. And like sometimes people would give me ideas of what to write about. It was really good fun. So I do look forward to sharing. So thanks for that. Basically, it says, love when people create. It makes me happy seeing people creative with the big smile on face. There was one artist in the past. He was drawing by writing poetry. That's awesome. Maybe Andrew Breton. I'm going to write that down anyway. I'll search. I can hear the rain. It's just started raining again. This has been fun tonight. We've had a really great chat. I appreciate everyone. It's been really nice. Oh, awesome. Bebop says, I'm an expat in Greece. There you go. There you go. In the Mediterranean. Nice place. I've never been there, but I'd love to go there one day. You know, I'm finally learning all about all the ancient stuff, you know, Greco-Roman into Anatolia and Mediterranean and, you know, all around. It's just amazing. Once you start learning a little bit about the place, it's just more and more. But I love Greek food. Big fan of Greek food. It's beautiful. beautiful. And yeah, I'm learning more and more about the, you know, the 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 art of the Greeks as well. You know, whether it's written or the philosophers, um, the history into the Roman era as well, as they, but that's cool. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, Bebop says, yeah, over there that time of year, nothing really opened yet. Roses, wisteria, that's about it. Yeah, so you're like the opposite uh, season to here. So you're in spring. So by the sounds of it, you'll probably get some stuff soon. And we again, different things flower at different times. So um, we've got the flowers that flower this time of year, which isn't that many. But there's actually no, there's been some pretty cool stuff flowering around here. That's awesome. See, I'm smiling again. Like, this has been so good tonight. Like, such a cool community, happy, friendly people. Just, you know, spending time with each other, hanging out, telling each other what they do to heal and inspiring each other. This is just really cool. I probably won't stream too much longer tonight because I have been up early. Like, I think I can't remember when actually today wasn't that. I did get up a little bit later this morning, but I'm just adjusting to this, getting back to waking up in early in the morning. And I've got to wake up early tomorrow morning because we've got rubbish bin day tomorrow, and I haven't put the bins down. I've got to put stuff in the rubbish. So I plan to do that in the morning. So I can't really stream too long tonight. But, it's been really awesome. I love this. You're all so awesome. Thank you all. Like, it's exciting to, you know, you know, please, anyone who's making art, whatever form, just share it with us, and I'll post it in the post section of the. It used to be called community section on YouTube, but now it's called posts. So if you ever want to reach out, just put a comment in, and whenever the comments get written, I'll see it and I'll respond. You can email me. Like I was saying earlier, I've had troubles just responding and dealing with that stuff, but I'm getting better now. So if you do email, hopefully get back to you, and that's how I can post stuff. But yeah, so good. Bebop says, yes, very interesting. If you're into that, Greece, Italy, the whole life one could spend. Yeah, totally. Like all the ancient sites, and the temples, and it's just so much. It's certainly, if I can get around to traveling places, I'd love to go there, to both Greece and Italy. Yeah, Bebop says, yeah, the art in Italy, phew, pretty epic by the sounds of it. Yeah, does sound like it would be pretty amazing. So I am excited, and the food. both the Italian and the Greek food would just be really nice. So hopefully one day, you know, I never thought I'd do that, but you know what? Maybe I will travel to places in the next few years. What, you know, I'm excited to think about that. Really am. So I might end it here for the night, and I just want to thank everyone again for being here and sharing how things have been going. You know, positive and negative, and 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 I appreciate everyone giving support to each other in what everything everyone's doing. So we'll just keep doing this, hey? Like we'll meet once or twice a week. We'll chat. You know, if you can't be here for the stream, you can watch the replay. And you know, much love to everyone. So good. Bebop says, yeah, thanks for the camaraderie, y'all, with the hearts. Thank you. Yeah, it's been great. And I will try and do a stream, you know, on the Friday night American time, and then the Sunday night stream here. So we'll keep this going. You know, I appreciate it so much. You guys have helped me so much. So, you know, we'll catch up again soon. All right. Cheers.